Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. We're thrilled to present to you our video dedicated to Chaulukya dynasty. Enjoy! The Chaulukya dynasty, also Solanki dynasty, was a dynasty that ruled parts of what are now Gujarat and Rajasthan in northwestern India, between and. Their capital was located at Anahilavada, modern Patan. At times, their rule extended to the Malwa region in present-day Madhya Pradesh. The family is also known as the Solanki dynasty in the vernacular literature. They belonged to the Solanki clan of Rajputs. Mularaja, the founder of the dynasty, supplanted the last ruler of the Chavda dynasty around 940 CE. His successors fought several battles with the neighbouring rulers such as the Chudasamas, the Paramaras and the Chahamanas of Shakambhari. During the reign of Bhima I, the Ghaznavid ruler Mahmud invaded the kingdom and raided the Somnath temple during 1024–1025 CE. The Chaulukyas soon recovered, and the kingdom reached its zenith under the rule of Jayasimha Siddharaja and Kumarapala in the 12th century. Several minor dynasties, such as the Chahamanas of Jalor and the Chahamanas of Naddula, served as Chaulukya vassals during this period. After Kumarapala's death, the kingdom was gradually weakened by internal rebellions, uprisings by feudatories, and invasions by the Paramaras, the Ghurids, the Yadavas and others. Taking advantage of this, the Vaghels, who had earlier served as Chaulukya generals, usurped the power and established a new dynasty in the Urs. Several princely state rulers of the Solanki clan claimed descent from the Chaulukyas. Let's zoom in on name and understand its implications. The dynasty used the self-designation Chaulukya in all but 4 of its records. The 4 exceptions are Chaulukya in the Kadi grant of Mularaja, Chaulukya in a grant of Chamundaraj, Chaulukya in the Sampar inscription of Jayasimha, Chaulukya in the Jalor inscription of Kumarapala. Hemachandra, a Jain scholar in the Chaulukya court, generally used the terms Chaulukya and Chaulukya. His Viceroy Markavya mentions the variants Chaulukya, Chaulukya, and Chaulukya. His Kumarapala Karita mentions another variant Chahamanas. The Chaulukya court poet Someshvara describes the dynasty as Chaulukya in Kati Komudi and Chaulukya in the Abba inscription of Vastupala and Tijapala. Solanki or Solanki is a vernacular form of the term. As we embark on the next leg of our journey, let's unpack the layers of origins and examine its core elements. Type, feature collection, features. The word Chaulukya is thought to be a variant of the word Chalukya. Several other dynasties were known by the name Chaulukya, including the Chaulukyas of Vatapi, Navasarika, Anahilavada, Kalyani, Vengi and Lota. These dynasties are sometimes thought to be branches of the same family, but the relationship between all of them is not certain. Unlike the Chaulukyas of Kalyani and Vengi, the Chaulukyas of Gujarat never claimed a shared descent or any other association with the earliest Chalukya dynasty, the Chaulukyas of Vatapi. Moreover, they never used the term Chalukya to describe themselves. However, the Chaulukyas of Gujarat shared a myth of origin with the Chaulukyas of Kalyani and Vengi. According to this legend, the progenitor of the dynasty was created by Brahma. The version of the legend mentioned in the Vadnada Prashasti inscription of Kumarapala is as follows. The deities once asked the creator god Brahma to protect them from the Danavas demons. Brahma then created a hero from his Chaulukya pot or folded palm in Sanskrit, which was filled with Ganges water. This hero was named Chaulukya and became the progenitor of the dynasty. A variation of this legend is mentioned by Abhatalika in his commentary on Hemachandra's Dvaishraya. According to this version, Brahma produced the hero to support the earth, after his other creations disappointed him. These stories are of no historical value, as it was customary for contemporary royal houses to claim mythical and heroic origins. The Kumarapala Bhupala Karita of Jayasimha Suri presents Chaulukya as a historical warrior, whose capital was Madhya Pradesh. Mularaja was his descendant, with nearly 100 generations separating the two. This account may be partly historical. Madhya Pradesh has been identified variously as a location outside Gujarat, including present-day Mathura. Celsius. Vivadya theorized that the Chaulukyas were different from the Chalukyas. Gho posed this theory, pointing out that an inscription of the Lotte Chalukya ruler Kurtraja describes his family as Chalukya, while an inscription of his grandson Trilochanpala describes the family as Chaulukya. According to Asok Majumdar, while these similar-sounding names suggest a common origin for all these dynasties, there is no concrete evidence to draw any definitive conclusion. Majumdar theorized that the Chaulukyas were connected to the Chaulukyas or the Chaulukyas, a tribe mentioned in several ancient records. This tribe is described as living on the northern frontier of ancient India. However, Majumdar admitted that there is not enough evidence to regard this theory as conclusive. According to the Anahilavada myth mentioned in the 16th recension of the legendary epic poem Prithviraj Rosso, 4 Rajput clans including the Chaulukyas were born from a fire pit on Mount Ambu. A section of colonial-era historians interpreted this mythical account to suggest that these clans were foreigners who came to India after the decline of the Gupta Empire around the 5th century CE, and were admitted in the Hindu caste system after performing a fire ritual. The Chaulukya rulers have been called Gurjara and Gurjarivara, ruler of Gurjara. Based on this legend, D.R. Bhandarkar and others theorized that the Chaulukyas were a branch of Gurjaras, whom they believed to be a tribe of foreign origin. Bhandarkar and Augustus Hernal also believed that the name of the Lotte region changed to Gujarat, later Gujarat, during the Chaulukya reign, presumably because they were Gurjaras. However, this foreign origin theory is weakened by a number of factors. The Chaulukyas did not claim an anicular origin for themselves. It was the neighbouring Paramara rulers who used the legend to explain their own origin. The inscriptions from the reign of Bhima I prove that the Chaulukyas knew about the anicular legend, but associated it with the Paramaras, not themselves. The earliest copies of Prithviraj Rosso do not mention this legend either. The legend that includes the Chaulukyas among the fire-born clans is first mentioned by the 16th century poets, who may have extended the Paramara legend to include other dynasties in order to foster Rajput unity against the Mughals. Moreover, there is no evidence that the Chaulukya territory area came to be known as Gujarat during the Chaulukya reign. Gurjara and Lotte were 2 distinct historical regions in northern and southern parts of present-day Gujarat respectively, and the term Lotte was never used to describe the whole of Gujarat. The Chaulukya kings were called Gurjara and Gurjarivara because they ruled the territory which was already called Gurjara by their time. Several other kings who held similar epithets had earlier ruled this territory. These include the Gurjara Prashars and the Gurjaras of Nandipuri. Historian Asok Kumar Majumdar points out that even the southern Ganga chief Narasimha I assumed the title King of Gurjaras after defeating a northern king on behalf of the Rashtrakutas. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on early rulers in the upcoming portion of this video. The Chaulukyas were one of the several dynasties that rose to power amid the decline of the Gurjara Prashara and the Rashtrakuta empires. In the mid-10th century CE, the dynasties found the Mularaja supplanted Samantasimha, the last Chavda king. According to legends, he was a nephew of Samantasimha. According to the 12th century chronicler Hemachandra, Mularaja defeated Griharipu, the king of Saurashtra. He also defeated the Lotte Chalukya chief Bharapa, aided by his son Chamundaraja. Chamundaraja succeeded Mularaja around 996 CE. During his reign, the Paramara king Sindhuraja appears to have invaded the Lotte region, which was under Chaulukya suzerainty. Mularaja forced Sindhuraja to retreat. The 14th century chronicler Jayasimha Siddharaja claims that Chamundaraja killed Sindhuraja in a battle, but this claim appears to be doubtful, as it does not appear in any earlier source. Sometime before 1007 CE, the Lotte region was captured by the Chalukyas of Kalyani led by Sakya Shreya. Around 1008 CE, Chamundaraja retired after appointing his son Valaparaja as the next king. Legendary accounts state that he set out for a pilgrimage to Varanasi. During this journey, he was insulted by a ruler whose kingdom lay on the way to Varanasi. He returned to the Chaulukya capital and asked his son to avenge his insult. Valaparaja died of smallpox during a march to the enemy kingdom, which is identified as the Paramara kingdom of Malwa by some chroniclers. Chamandraja's other son Durlabharja became the next king in c. 1008 CE. He invaded the Lata region and defeated the Lata Chalukya ruler Kurtraja or Kurtapala, who was a vassal of the Kalyani Chalukyas. However, Kurtraja regained control of the region within a short time before being defeated by the Paramara king Boa. Our focus now turns to neighbouring rivalries, an important aspect of our discussion. Thumbleft upright Somnath temple today. Durlabharja was succeeded by his nephew Bhima I, who faced an invasion from the Ghaznavid ruler Mahmud during 1024-1025 CE. Bhima fled to Chalukya, as Mahmud entered the Chaulukya territory unopposed and sacked the Somnath temple. After Mahmud's departure, Bhima restored the Chaulukya rule. He crushed revolts by the Paramara chiefs of Arbuda, who used to serve as Chaulukya vassals. Bhima also defeated and imprisoned Krishnadeva, a ruler of the Paramara branch of Binmal. He unsuccessfully fought against the Naddula Chahamana ruler Anahila. Anahila's sons Balaprasada and Jendraja defeated Bhima and forced him to release Krishnadeva. Later legendary accounts credit Bhima with a victory against Hanuka, a ruler of Sindh, although the accuracy of this claim is not certain. Some legendary accounts suggest that Bhima formed an alliance with the Kalachari king Lakshmi Khana, and the two played an important role in the downfall of the Paramara king Boa around 1055 CE. According to the 14th century chronicler Meritunda, Bhima and Lakshmi Khana invaded Boja's kingdom of Malwa from two opposite directions, and Boa died of a disease during this invasion. Some Chaulukya chroniclers boast that Bhima annexed Boja's capital Dhara or that he captured Boa alive, but these claims are not corroborated by historical evidence. After Boja's death, a rivalry developed between the Bhima and Lakshmi Khana over sharing the spoils of their victory. Bhima's son Khana succeeded him around 1064 CE. Boja's brother Udayaditya, supported by the Shakambhari Chahamana king Vigraharja III, forced Khana to retreat from Malwa. Meanwhile, the Kalacharis managed to capture the Lata region. By 1074 CE, Khana evicted the Kalacharis from Lata and annexed the region to the Chaulukya kingdom, before losing it to one Trivikrampala within 3 years. The Naddula Chahamana ruler Prithipala defeated Khana, and his successor Jujaladeva occupied the Chaulukya capital Anahilavada, possibly when Khana was busy at another place. The Shakambhari Chahamana king Durlabharja I also appears to have achieved some military success against Khana, although the Chahamana descriptions of this victory are highly exaggerated. According to legendary chronicles, Khana also defeated Bil and Koli tribals, who used to raid the Chaulukya territories. He established a city called Karnavati after defeating a Bil chief named Arsha. Karnavati is identified with modern Ahmedabad by some, but this is not certain. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on imperial expansion in the upcoming portion of this video. Khana's son Jayasimha Siddharaja RCC greatly expanded the Chaulukya power. He defeated Kangara alias Navajana, the Chudasama king of Saurashtra. The Naddula Chahamana ruler Asharja, who had been dethroned by his rival Ratnapala, became a vassal of Jayasimha sometime before 1143 CE. Jayasimha defeated the Shakambhari Chahamana ruler Anuraja. Later, however, Jayasimha accepted Anuraja as an ally, and the Chahamana ruler married Jayasimha's daughter Kanchanadivi. The couple's son, and thus Jayasimha's grandson Someshvara, was brought up at the Chaulukya court. Someshvara's sons Prithviraj I, better known as Prithviraj Chauhan and Hariraja, were also born in Gujarat. During the 1135-1136 CE, Jayasimha annexed the Paramara kingdom of Malwa with support from Asharja and Anuraja. The Paramara kings defeated by him were Narvarman and his successor Yashovarman. Jayasimha continued his eastward march and reached as far as the Chandala kingdom ruled by Madhyavarman. The Chaulukya-Chandala conflict was inconclusive, with both the sides claiming victory. Jayasimha also defeated several minor rulers, including Sindhuraja, who was probably a Sumra king of Sindh. Jayasimha was succeeded by his relative Kumarapala, who spent his early life in exile to avoid persecution by Jayasimha. After Jayasimha's death, Kumarapala came back to the Chaulukya capital and ascended the throne in 1043 CE with help of his brother-in-law Anahilavada. Anuraja opposed Kumarapala's ascension to the throne, but Kumarapala defeated him decisively. Kumarapala seems to have helped Ashuraja's son Chaulukyas capture the throne of Naddula. Chaulukyas' younger brother and successor Anahilavada continued to rule as Kumarapala's vassal. Anuraja's son Vigraharja IV subdued Kumarapala's Chahamana feudatories at Naddula. The Shakambhari-Chahamana Chaulukya relations seem to have become more cordial when Anuraja's son and Jayasimha's grandson Someshvara became the Chahamana king in later years, possibly with support from Kumarapala. After Jayasimha's death, the Paramara king Jayasimha I regained control of Malwa, but he was soon dethroned by an usurper named Balala. Kumarapala captured Malwa from Balala, who was killed by Kumarapala's Arbuda Paramara feudatory Yashodhabala in a battle. Kumarapala subdued a rebellion by his vassal Vikramasimha, a Paramara chief of Arbuda. The Paramara branch at Karadu continued to acknowledge Kumarapala's suzerainty. In the early years, Kumarapala sent an army against Mallikarjuna, the Shilahara king of northern Konkana. This campaign was probably triggered by a Shilahara raid in southern Gujarat and ended with Mallikarjuna's death. Kumarapala's Naddula Chahamana feudatory Alhana put down disturbances in Saurashtra at Kumarapala's request. Historical evidence suggests that Kumarapala's empire extended from Chitta and Jaisalmer in the north to the Vindhyas and the Tapti River in the south, ignoring his raid of the Shilahara kingdom of northern Konkana. In the west, it included Kachcha and Saurashtra. In the east, it extended up to at least Vidishabilsa. Kumarapala was succeeded by Jayapala, who retained Kumarapala's territories, but died after a short reign. Jayapala's young sons Mularaja II and Bhima I succeeded him one after other. During this period, the Ghurid king Mahmud invaded the Chaulukya kingdom in 1178 CE. In the ensuing battle at Kasahoda or Kayadara, Mahmud was defeated by a large army, which included loyal Chaulukya feudatories such as the Naddula Chahamana Rua Kelhanideva, the Yola Chahamana Rua Kurtapala, and the Arbuda Paramara Rua Theravasha. Let's zoom in on decline and understand its implications. Taking advantage of the young age of Bhima II, some provincial governors rebelled against him in order to establish independent states. His loyal Vaghela feudatory Anuraja came to his rescue and died fighting the rebels. Anuraja's descendants Lovinaprasada and Varadhavala became powerful during Bhima's reign. During Bhima's reign, the Hoysala ruler Veerabalala II seems to have raided the Lotta region. The Yodava ruler Bilamavi also invaded Gujarat, but was forced to retreat by Bhima's feudatory Kelhanideva. The Shakambhari Chahamana king Pravirja II also fought with the Chaulukyas, but Bhima's general Jagadeva managed to conclude a peace treaty with Pravirja sometime before 1187 CE. By the mid-Urs CE, the Ghurids defeated the Pravirja and the other major Hindu kings of northern India. On 4 February 1197 CE, the Ghurid general Kut al-Din Aibak invaded Bhima's capital Anahilavada and inflicted a massive defeat on the Chaulukyas. Bhima's generals Lovinaprasada and Sridhara later forced the Ghurids to retreat, and the capital was back under the Chaulukya rule by 1201 CE. Subhatavarman, the Paramara king of Malwa, invaded the Lotta region around 1204 CE, taking advantage of the turmoil caused by the Ghurid invasions. He probably also sacked the Chaulukya capital Anahilavada. Once again, Lovinaprasada and Sridhara saved the kingdom by forcing Subhatavarman to retreat. During 1205-1210 CE, Bhima's relative Jayasimha or Jayasimha usurped the throne. In the early years, Subhatavarman's successor Arjunavarman defeated Jayasimha and later established a matrimonial alliance with him. Bhima managed to regain control of the throne during 1223-1226 CE. Meanwhile, the Yadavas invaded the southern part of the Chaulukya kingdom, led by Bilama's successors Jayatuji and Simana. During these invasions, the Chaulukya feudatories in the northern region of Malwa rebelled. Lovinaprasada and Varadhavala warded off the Yadava invasions, and also subdued the rebellions. The Gulas of Medapotagurlets of Muar also rebelled against Bhima sometime between 1207 and 1227 CE and declared their independence. By the end of Bhima's reign, Lovan-Prasada and Varodavala assumed regal titles such as Mahajadaraja, King of Great Kings, and Maharaja, Great King. However, the two continued to nominally acknowledge Bhima and his successor Tribhuvanapala as their overlord. After Tribhuvanapala, they seized the throne, establishing the Vaghela dynasty. With that being said, let's now move on to architecture. Gujara architecture, or Chaulukya style, is a style of North Indian temple architecture that originated in Gujarat and Rajasthan from the 11th to 13th centuries under the Chaulukya dynasty or Solanki dynasty. Although originating as a regional style in Hindu temple architecture, it became especially popular in Jain temples and, mainly under Jain patronage, later spread across India and to diaspora communities around the world. Firesan Temple, Modra, Gujarat, Indian Temple, Modra, constructed by Bhima I Firans of the Rudramola at Sipha, Gujarat. Retouched Rudramahalaya Temple, renovated or rebuilt by Jayasimha Siddharaja Jain Temple. Taranga Jain Temple, constructed by Kumarapala Fika of 88,239 unknown Someshvara Temple Karadu in British India Ativi Karadu Temples, constructed by Chaulukya feudatories. As we enter this new chapter, let's navigate the complexities of religion and unravel its multifaceted nature. Most of the dynasty's rulers were Shaivite, although they also patronized Jainism. The dynasty's founder Mularaja is said to have built Malwa temple for Digambar Jains and the Milanatha temple for the Svetambar Jains. The earliest of the Dilwara temples and the Modra Sun temple were constructed during the reign of Bhima I. According to popular tradition, his queen Udayamati also commissioned the queen's stepwell. Kumarapala started patronizing Jainism at some point in his life, and the subsequent Jain accounts portray him as the last great royal patron of Jainism. The Chaulukya rulers also endowed mosques to maintain good relationship with the Muslim traders. Let's now turn our attention to claimed descendants and examine its role within the larger context. The Vaghela dynasty, which succeeded the Chaulukyas, claimed descent from a sister of Kumarapala. Various princely state dynasties calling themselves Solanki, the vernacular form of Chaulukya, claimed descent from the Chaulukyas as well. These included the rulers of the Anahilavada state, which was a tributary to the Marthas before coming under the British rule. Let's now shift gears and explore a list of rulers through a critical lens, uncovering its strengths and weaknesses. The Chalukya rulers of Gujarat, with approximate dates of reign, are as follows. Serial No. Ruler reign CE 1 Mularaja 2 Chamandaraja 3 Vallabharaja 1008 4 Durlabharaja 5 Bhima I 6 Kana 7 Jayasimha Siddharaja 8 Kumarapala 9 Ajayapala 10 Mularaja I 11 Bhima I 12 Tribhuvanapala. List of Chaulukya Solanki dynasty rulers. In the following segment, we'll be examining lists of feudatories in greater detail. Chahamanas of Naddula, Chahamanas of Jalor. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more valuable content.